This is your AEW Revolution pay-per-view predictions. This is also another installment of Around the Point Extra here on YouTube.com. As always, guys, I am Steve, and I thank you all for watching this video. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button down below, give the video a big old thumbs up, and share it throughout your entire social media platforms, wherever it is that you dorks share videos. You can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven, by the way. And Revolution, like I said, goes down this Saturday, February 29th, from the Wintrust Arena in Chicago, Illinois. And I'll be honest with you guys, I think the fact that they're doing this show on a Saturday is unique. It's different. For so long, we as fans have been so accustomed to watching pay-per-views on Sunday for wrestling, right? And the fact that AEW, they've been doing their shows on Saturday, it's cool, it's different. If for those of you that are going to be staying in on Saturday, why not watch Revolution and all that fun stuff? So I did say this on Sunday on Around the Point. I will be doing a live stream once the show is off the air. The live review. It'll feature myself. It'll feature Chase Oliver. It'll feature Big Mike. And maybe, just maybe, Walter. We'll get the whole crew together for a long time, if you will, to talk about this show. But here's the catch, though. I did say this also on Around the Point, and I'll say it again here. I am likely to miss the first hour. No, fuck that. I will be missing the first hour because of work. And that's just how my schedule is. So because of that, like I said, I'm missing the first hour. But even if that, the review, the live stream will still go on. Likely Chase, Walter, Mike, whoever's on, will cover that first hour in the review, and I can trust them when they give their thoughts and all that stuff. So there's that. But nonetheless, like I said, there will be a live stream. So again, if you're not subbed yet, hit that subscribe button. I know a lot of YouTubers say, smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, if you will, and hit the bell icon so be notified whenever I upload a stream, whenever I upload a video, and all that fun stuff. So I'm looking at this card. You can tell by looking at this card, there's 8 matches on this card, that AEW just threw shit randomly for the sake of, okay, let's book some matches for the show. Not saying it's a bad thing. I do believe that AEW will hit this out of the park and hit a home run with this show. If I can be honest, though, with you guys, there's only 2 matches on this card that I honestly care for. Obviously, I'm sure you all can tell, that being MJF and Cody, and Pac and Orange Cassidy. No, I kid about that one. Now, honestly, MJF and Cody and the world title match are honestly the 2 matches I care for on this card. Everything else is whatever. But like I said, I do feel that AEW will hit a home run. So again, guys, in the comment thread below, give me your predictions for Revolution and all that stuff. So I did watch also Dynamite last night, by the way, too. So I'm going to try to slide in some thoughts of the show in this prediction as well. Okay. So we kick things off here. Again, I'm going from the top to the bottom here. Okay. We have SoCal Uncensored of Kazarian and Scorpio Sky taking on the Dark Order of Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. We've been wondering who's going to be the Exalted One. I guess the person that's in charge of the Dark Order. And people have been saying Matt Hardy. I know yesterday on Dynamite, Evil Uno cut a promo. And in his promo, he said the word obsolete. And everyone talked about, oh, broken Matt, broken Matt. To my understanding, Matt is still under contract to WWE. I could be wrong on that one. Don't quote me on it. But even if it's Matt Hardy, like the idea of broken Matt, no. I said this a long time ago, I think on a previous episode of Around the Point. To me, the broken Matt Hardy gimmick, it's done. It was a phase. It happened. It was great. It was awesome when it was hot. Now it's just whatever. Okay, you're going back to the well, if you will, in my humble opinion. Do I see it being, broken Matt, woken Matt? No, I don't think so, honestly. If it were, it would be kind of predictable. That's the thing, though. Who could be the Exalted One? I did pitch the idea on Twitter a while ago. And I got a lot of retweets. I got a lot of likes on this shit as well. If there's anyone that should be the Exalted One, or I guess the person behind the Dark Order, and this was at a time as well when the Dark Order was getting shitted on by everyone on the internet. This was literally, I guess, the episode following that whole thing where the guy punched the canvas instead of Dustin Rhodes and shit. To me, who should be in charge of the Dark Order, if you want to make someone to make this group feel like a big threat, I said this before and I'll say it again. A sinister minister, James Mitchell. Father's James Mitchell from Impact Wrestling. He did manage Abyss, did manage Judas Messias and all that stuff. So there's that. I think honestly someone like him could really make that work. And hopefully that does happen. But if it doesn't, then we'll see what happens. But as far as a winner in this goes, I will say the Dark Order. They'll get a win in some weird way, shape, or form. They've been teasing the whole thing that, is Daniels is involved too, but I don't see that happening, to be honest with you guys. So there's that. We have here Nyla Rose versus Chris Statlander for the AEW Women's Championship. Like I said, they're just placing things here on the card just to place things on the show. It could be a fun match for what it's worth. Chris Statlander had some wins in AEW on television a couple of weeks ago. So she's been on a roll, if you will. That being said, do I see her beating Nyla Rose just when Nyla won the title? No, I don't see that happening either. Even if it were, and again, it's an issue with Nyla here. It would be hard for me to believe that someone like Chris Statlander can beat Nyla Rose. That's the thing. Whoever's going to beat Nyla has to be somebody believable, if you will. And that's going to be AEW's biggest task, with Nyla holding on to that title. But I do feel, again, they're going to have a fun little match all you want. And there's that. Like I said, they are just booking matches for the sake of just booking shit here. We have Pac, who last night wrestled Kenny Omega to a 30-minute Iron Man match, right? And they went to sudden death. Even though that was a good match in itself, I personally felt that should not open the show. Even though, that match was hyped up for weeks, it felt like almost. That should have been the main event of the show. But instead, it opened the show. Whatever. That Pac, if you will, the bastard that, if you will be facing Orange Cassidy. Holy shit. Like I said, they're just booking shit for the sake of booking things. Yeah. What can I say about it? This is Orange Cassidy's debut match in AEW. Let that marinate for 1 second. Against Pac on a pay-per-view. Now, we all know that Orange Cassidy's all about, funny, haha, hands in his pockets, these bullshit super kicks and shit like that. I know a lot of people are going to frown on this. I know a lot of people are going to say, this is so below Pac. Pac is way above this and shit like that. I get that. That being said, hopefully this match happens right when I come back from work, so I don't miss this. Because honestly, I know I'll be high as shit. Because again, I have to be high to watch wrestling. I can't watch wrestling sober. And I hope just for the visual of this, I just want to see this, just for the visual of this, okay? That being said, who wins? Obviously Pac. It'll be so silly to see Orange Cassidy win. There you go with that. We have Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara of the Inner Circle, the Spanish God. And you know what? They can have a fun little match. I'm pretty sure they've had matches before on the independent scene. Darby Allin came back recently on television. If I remember correctly, the Inner Circle did take out Darby Allin a while ago. So Darby's now on this whole revenge thing, if you will. They can have a fun little match, back and forth. You got to give Sammy a win here, I feel like. Even though, at the same time, again, you want to make the group feel like a big deal, right? You want to give at least each member of the group some shine, if you kind of get my drift here. Nothing against Darby Allin. I think he's a good performer as well. But who I'm picking as a winner right now, I think he's Sammy Guevara. Yes, I do believe that the Inner Circle will get involved in some way, shape, or form. But there's that. We have, speaking of the Inner Circle, Jake Hager versus Dustin Rhodes in a one-on-one match. Remember a while ago, Dustin Rhodes had his arm broken by Jake Hager in that limousine attack backstage leading up to Full Gear in Jericho's match with Cody. So this is basically, again, Dustin wanting his revenge. And I think, honestly, these two guys can go out there. They can tear it up for what it's worth. They did hype up that Jake Hager's undefeated in Bellator, if you will. But that being said, Who gets a win here? I'm going to say Dustin Rhodes. I think Dustin gets his win. He gets his revenge, and there's that. And now we kind of get to the good stuff, if you will. We have Kenny Omega and Adam Page versus the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. So I did watch the little sit-down interview yesterday on Dynamite with JR. I thought overall it was very well done. My only critique, if you will, I think it was Matt Jackson. I think that it was Nick Jackson. It was Nick. He was referencing to Adam Page because Adam Page, if you've watched, he wants out of the Elite, right? He doesn't want to be labeled as a member of the Elite. He wants to be his own guy, and I get that. And I think that's cool. All the fuck you want. But there's one line, I think it was Nick who said it, that, if it wasn't for them, he would just be a jobber in Ring of Honor. The fact that he used the word jobber, nah. To me, it was a big no-no. Especially when you are an executive vice president in a company, right? And you're throwing out that term on one of your talents. No. I predict down the road, and hopefully sooner than later, that Adam Page turns on everyone and he rubs it on everyone's face. That's when I'll have my smile. That's when I'll have my laugh, if you will. I think Adam Page as a heel, there's money there. There is. And you can tell that they're transitioning slowly but surely. Is going to happen, if you will. If you watch Being the Elite, see Adam Page drinking beer, drinking alcohol now and shit. But that thing, that's part of it in a way, as silly as it may sound. And I'll be real about it too, okay? This is, for Kenny Omega, he's above this too. Kenny Omega should not be in the tag team division. Yes, like I said earlier, he and Pac had an amazing match on Dynamite, this literally last night in that Iron Man match, 30 minutes. That was the Kenny Omega of old, the Kenny Omega from New Japan that people wanted to see. And I said this a while ago, and I'll say it again. Kenny's stock has dropped so drastically. And hopefully now, again, we saw what he did with Pac in that Iron Man match and stuff like that. Hopefully we get more of that as a single star, if you will. That being said, who wins here? I would say the Young Bucks for the sake of just saying it, but honestly, no. I'm going to go with Kenny and Adam Page. I think that is the way to go here. To put the belt on the Bucks right now, even though they've been saying that they want to be tag team champions. They labeled themselves the best tag team in the world. But to me, not right now. It's not going to happen. Now let's get to the match that I give a shit about more than anything on the show. We have MJF with Wardlow facing Cody Rhodes, who will be accompanied by Arn Anderson. This build-up, I've enjoyed. The story behind this, I've enjoyed. All right? MJF turns on Cody at Full Gear. Cody wants revenge on MJF, but MJF doesn't want to wrestle him. Cody, again, throws a shot, if you will, what's going to take to have MJF and Cody in a one-on-one match. MJF throws out the demand. Cody can't touch him. Cody has to take 10 lashes. Cody has to face Wardlow inside of a steel cage. And everything leading up to that, right? Every obstacle, every task had its own story, right? How many times did Cody want to get his hands on MJF, but he couldn't do it? The 10 lashes that Cody took by MJF, right? And just the drama behind it, even though it kind of felt like a Dragon Ball Z kind of thing, right? But you can just tell in Cody's eyes, like, he so badly wanted to get his hands on MJF, right? And then the match with Wardlow, right? All that leading up to this very moment. So Cody ate plates and plates of shit just to get to this very fucking moment. To finally get his hands on the guy that cost him the AEW World Championship. The guy who threw in the towel. A guy that Cody thought was his best friend. Someone that Cody thought he was going to mentor. And again, in some way, shape, or form, turn into that next breakout star under Cody's tutelage, if you will. Here's the thing. It's the issue of what I want to see happen versus what's likely to happen. What I want to see happen is MJF get the win. That's what I want to see, if you will. What is likely to happen, Cody finally gets his win, and that's understandable. Like I said, it's totally understanding if he does get his win. I just think, again, MJF benefits more from the win. I get it. Cody's going to have his big entrance and all that stuff. And there's that. So if you get what I'm saying with that, you probably understand now what I mean. Now let's get to the main event for the AEW World Championship. Jon Moxley with his eye patch versus Le Champion, right? Chris Jericho for the AEW World Championship. I've enjoyed this too in a way, right? It all started at Double or Nothing when Moxley came out through the crowd and he attacked Jericho and Omega. And Moxley had that match with Kenny Omega, and after that, you knew he was going for the world title, right? And they had that stare down with Jericho. This whole thing where Jericho wanted Moxley in the inner circle, right? It gave him a car of the year to drive and shit. All this that led to Moxley saying no. And then Jericho, I guess, hurting Moxley's eye, and Moxley taking out members of the inner circle as well. And all this finally to this match. It should be a fun little match. I will enjoy it for what it's worth. But this is the part where I'm going to just give my critique, if you will. And it involved last night at Dynamite. So last night, they both did their whole weigh-in, right? They weighed in the ring and all that stuff. And here's the thing. To me, that just came off so stupid. I'm not talking about the brawl. I thought the brawl was good. It got me to want to look forward to their match. But what I'm referring to is the weighing. And again, you're talking to right now. You are listening to someone that watches pro wrestling as well as combat sports, boxing and MMA. And for those of you who don't know, in boxing and in mixed martial arts, that's UFC, Bellator, ONE FC, what have you, right? The day before a fight, there's a weigh-in, right? With both fighters weigh on the scale. They make sure both fighters make weight, right, that they were assigned to make, if you will. And then they do the little pose, and then they fight the next day. That's how weigh-ins work. In this case, they had a random weigh-in on a Wednesday when their match is on a Saturday. You follow what I'm saying? And then they never let you know, what weight they got to make. That's, for me, again, as a fan of combat sports, where that weigh-in just came out so cheesy, so stupid, so fucking Bush League. Other than that, I did enjoy the brawl, right? Dustin came out, Darby Allin came out, Jericho hit the paradigm shift on the scale, and that's how you close Dynamite. What I did enjoy as well, I don't know if any of you caught this or not during the show, they had this giant poster hanging in the arena of Jericho and Moxley promoting Revolution. It reminded me a lot of those old school UFC posters from like 2002, 2004, 2005, if you will. That's what it reminded me of. I thought that was cool. Nonetheless, I do believe Revolution will be a show that people will talk about. People expect a lot from the show, and I do as well. And I expect them to hit a home run with this show. But like I said before, there's only 2 matches on this card that I care about more than anything. That's MJF and Cody, and Jericho versus Moxley for the AEW World Title. Everything else just feels like whatever, but it's there. But like I said before, I do feel like AEW will hit it out of the park. As always, guys, give me your thoughts in the comment thread below. Your thoughts on Revolution, your predictions, and all that fun stuff. I will be back Saturday night after the pay-per-view is over with likely the crew. That's myself, Chase, Big Mike, Walter. We'll review Revolution. Again, I am missing the first hour because of work, but the crew will have everything covered if you're what I've missed. So there's that. So make sure, again, if you're not subbed to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, be notified when Around the Point goes live. You can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. I'll keep you guys also posted on Twitter. And as always, hate, comment, and subscribe. And this has been your Revolution predictions, and as well as Around the Point Extra.